1. When mentoring a new staffing professional on regulatory compliance, which strategy best reflects adult learning principles? A. Delivering a 1-hour lecture with detailed statutes. B. Providing hands-on scenarios involving real-life compliance issues. C. Requiring the trainee to memorize the compliance manual. D. Assigning silent reading of agency regulations. 2. A certified staffing professional is tasked with developing a training curriculum on anti-discrimination laws. Which approach ensures maximum engagement and retention? A. Reading the law verbatim to the staff. B. Using interactive case studies of discriminatory hiring practices. C. Assigning group memorization of equal employment opportunity (EEO) definitions. D. Providing lengthy PowerPoint slides with minimal discussion. 3. Which evaluation method best assesses a staffing professional's ability to apply Fair Labor Standards Act (FLSA) knowledge? A. Multiple choice exam testing definitions. B. Role-play exercise addressing overtime classification disputes. C. True-false quiz on wage laws. D. Written reflection on reading materials. 4. In a compliance training, a participant challenges the instructor with incorrect interpretations of immigration law. What is the best communication technique? A. Correct the participant bluntly in front of everyone. B. Redirect the discussion to the group and clarify using official resources. C. Ignore the incorrect statement to keep the class moving. D. Ask the participant to research at home. 5. When designing curriculum for interviewing techniques, which activity most aligns with adult learning principles? A. Reading sample interview transcripts. B. Practicing interviews with feedback from peers and mentors. C. Watching a video of an interview without discussion. D. Memorizing a list of standard interview questions. 6. A certified staffing professional evaluates the effectiveness of a workplace harassment prevention course. Which method is most valid? A. Immediate participant satisfaction survey. B. Observed changes in workplace behaviors over time. C. Counting the number of participants who completed the course. D. Requiring a short answer quiz right after training. 7. When mentoring junior recruiters on FMLA leave rules, what is the most effective way to reinforce compliance understanding? A. Provide scenarios of leave requests for team analysis. Require recitation of FMLA statute language. C. Hand out written summaries without discussion. D. Conduct a lecture without participant interaction. 8. A curriculum module on wage and hour compliance is being designed. Which component ensures higher-order evaluation? A. Participants take a multiple-choice quiz on terminology. B. Participants draft compliant job postings and classify exempt, non-exempt roles. C. Participants read and summarize the Department of Labor guidelines. D. Participants watch a documentary on labor history. 9. During a training session, learners from diverse cultural backgrounds struggle with communication in group activities. What mentoring approach should the instructor use? A. Assign individual tasks to avoid miscommunication. E. Facilitate discussion and model inclusive communication strategies. C. Skip group activities to save time. D. Ignore cultural differences and proceed as planned. 10. Which method best evaluates whether recruiters understand ADA requirements in staffing practices? A. Written essay describing ADA's history. B. Role-play interviews with applicants requiring reasonable accommodations. C. Lecture on ADA legal provisions. D. Memorization of statutory language. 11. In adult learning, feedback must be A. Immediate, constructive, and tied to observed behavior. B. Delayed, critical, and generalized. C. Rarely given to avoid discouragement. D. Only positive to maintain morale. 12. A certified staffing professional must update curriculum for compliance with new OSHA regulations. What principle ensures relevance? A. Static curriculum that is reused for years. B. Continuous alignment of materials with current regulatory updates. Avoiding complex material to reduce workload. D. Reliance on outdated but simplified resources. 13. When coaching recruiters on communication skills with clients, the best adult learning approach is A. Passive observation of expert client calls. A. Role-playing client consultations with structured feedback. C. Memorizing communication theories. D. Reading a textbook on client management. 14. Which evaluation strategy best measures long-term retention of Equal Pay Act compliance? A. A pre-post test on definitions. B. Quarterly audits of pay decisions and documentation practices. C. A survey on participant satisfaction with the course. D. Memorization of statute numbers. 15. A mentor wants to improve a trainee's interviewing compliance skills. What technique is most effective? A. Demonstrating improper interview questions and having the trainee reframe them. B. Asking the trainee to memorize unlawful questions. C. Providing only a reading list of interview do's and don'ts. D. Giving a lecture without participation. 16. Which of the following demonstrates curriculum development that supports adult learners' self-direction? A. Allowing learners to choose case studies relevant to their industry sector. Forcing all learners to follow one fixed sequence of topics. C. Delivering content without opportunity for learner input. D. Ignoring prior experience of the learners. 17. The most reliable method for evaluating effectiveness of staffing compliance training is A. Post-training compliance audits. B. Asking learners if they enjoyed the session. C. Observing attendance numbers. D. Checking completion certificates. 18. During compliance mentoring, what is the best way to handle a mentee's repeated mistakes in I-9 verification? A. Punish the mentee with strict consequences. B. Provide corrective feedback with practice scenarios. C. Ignore mistakes to avoid discouragement. D. Require rote memorization of the I-9 form. 19. Which principle of adult learning is reflected when participants are asked to analyze their own past staffing errors? A. Adults learn best from immediate correction. B. Adults bring valuable prior experience to new learning. C. Adults prefer not to share personal experiences. D. Adults rely only on theoretical instruction. 20. What communication strategy is most effective when delivering sensitive feedback about discriminatory language during an interview role play? A. Provide private, specific, and constructive feedback. B. Publicly criticize the participant for realism. C. Avoid feedback to prevent conflict. D. Delay feedback until the next month's session. 21. Which of the following best aligns curriculum design with regulatory compliance? A. Integrating real-world case studies of non-compliance penalties. B. Using generic hiring training with no legal references. C. Encouraging memorization of laws only. D. Avoiding complex compliance topics. 22. A certified staffing professional needs to evaluate recruiters' learning about EEO laws. Which method best reflects application-level assessment? A. Written quiz on definitions. B. Simulation where recruiters address a candidate's EEO complaint. C. Matching exercise on terminology. D. Fill in the blank worksheet. 23. Which mentoring technique best ensures sustainable professional growth for recruiters? A. One-time training session without follow-up. B. Ongoing feedback, reflection, and skill reinforcement. C. Solely compliance-based exams. D. Memorization of handbooks. 24. In evaluating a harassment prevention program, which metric best reflects compliance effectiveness? A. Reduction in reported incidents post-training. B. Number of attendees at training sessions. C. Participant enjoyment ratings. D. Length of training modules. 25. Which adult learning principle is applied when recruiters set their own learning goals for compliance training? A. Learners are self-directed. B. Learners prefer dependency on instructors. C. Learners rely only on standardized instruction. D. Learners avoid self-reflection. 26. A certified staffing professional is tasked with curriculum development for recruiters working across states. What ensures regulatory accuracy? A. Customizing content to reflect both federal and state-specific laws. B. Teaching only federal law for simplicity. C. Ignoring state variations to avoid confusion. D. Using outdated templates to save time. 27. Which communication approach fosters engagement in compliance workshops? A. Encouraging open-ended questions and dialogue. B. Limiting participation to save time. C. Delivering lengthy lectures with no breaks. D. Focusing only on instructor input. 28. A certified staffing professional wants to evaluate if recruiters apply OSHA guidelines correctly in staffing assignments. Which evaluation is best? A. Simulation of workplace safety assessments for job placements. B. Multiple choice test on OSHA history. C. True-false quiz on basic terms. D. Memorization drill of OSHA regulations.